Just how hard is the 75 hard challenge? Guys, I'm not even a challenge guy, and I did not expect the results that I got at the end of this challenge. Hey guys, this is Mark Kuhn. I am so excited to finally be done with this challenge and share the results that I actually learned in this thing. Stay tuned, let's get right into this thing. Guys, believe it or not, I actually consider myself to be a lazy person. And yes, I have multiple companies. I have multiple properties that I deal with. I juggle about 1,000 things each day, but I still am hard on myself that I can always do more. And when I'm at capacity, I'm doing whatever I can do, and then try to fit in a challenge like this, it gets extremely difficult to be efficient with your time enough to get 2 workouts in a day and get all the things that you need to accomplish each day in, because you get tired. So believe it or not, I still think I learned a lot of getting my laziness out of myself and pushed myself to the extremes of what I thought was possible for myself. There's days you're tired. There's days that you don't want to do it. Guys, you got to remember that this is a 95% mental challenge. And even though everyone compares the results for like a physical, you know, how much weight I lost, or I don't feel like enough people actually talk about what the challenge is for. It's 95% mental. Guys, I was always already a person who worked out every day, and if not 6 days a week. So for me to fit in another 8 workouts to be up 14 days a week was a lot, yes, because I was already very much at capacity, but this was a mental thing for me. This was not a physical challenge, but you do get physical results because you're challenging your mental capacity and being more efficient with your time. That's really what this shows. All right, Mark, let's think about this for a minute. Let's think about, how do you be more efficient? What did you learn? How did you take away? Why is it a 95% mental challenge? Guys, you got to think about like the famous people out there, the athletes in the world, people that have to dominate time in order to be successful, famous. They need to utilize every minute of their time. And sometimes it takes other people to help them with their time to be more efficient, to get more out of their time. Guys, think about these people. They're not just scheduling one thing an hour. Oh, what's next hour? They're not just scheduling 2 things on your calendar each day. Guys, these people get scheduled down, let's say to the half hour, some to 15 minutes. Some even go to 5 minutes. These are ultra productive people. We're talking the Oprah Winfrey's, this down to Steph Curry. You could think all these big names. You could be LeBron James. You could be, you know, any of these great athletes, famous people, these actors. But they absolutely have to dominate time in order to scale themselves, right? They need exposure. So think about that in your schedule. Think about your own calendar, what that looks like. How do you dominate time and get your mental capacity working in a much quicker way, getting things done in smaller amounts of time? That's really what you're learning here. So just, I want you to think about, look at this, your own calendar. What does your calendar look like? Well, you know, we call it block schedules in some of our business, but it also, I don't have time to work out twice a day. I didn't either. I got hundreds of things going on each day in every business. So, but you have to discipline yourself to say, all right, this is my time allotted for here. I have to spend time with my family. I have to work out at this time, and I have to freaking go to bed because I got to be up at 4:30 a.m. to try and get the rest of the workout in. So you have to block your time. And if you're not disciplined with getting bed on it by 9, 10 o'clock, 4 a.m. is pretty tough, right? So have to think about disciplining your time. All right, guys, the rules. Guys, I don't know where this is going to pop up, but a gallon of water every day. This will be one of your best things you do for yourselves, and hopefully this is a habit that goes on forever for you. Guys, there's 2 45-minute workouts. They're supposed to be separated by 3 hours, but usually morning and night, 45 minutes each. One must be outdoors. That outdoor one is tricky if you're not used to being outdoors. Pick up a new habit. I did bicycling. think of a habit. You're going to pick up something here. Guys, up in the Midwest, it's not easy to go to events and drink no alcohol. I grew up in the Midwest. We're in North Dakota here, so no alcohol, that is a freaking challenge where I live. Not as big a deal to other places, but no alcohol was definitely a challenge for myself and outside my norm, which made me uncomfortable. Again, another challenge. The fourth thing, you got to follow a diet. Guys, for this, I didn't do anything extreme. Don't go keto friendly or don't go extremes on this. This challenge is already extreme. I cut out sugar and I cut out some desserts and I did no cheat meals. Just stick to something simple, but don't change it completely. The fifth thing, guys, you got to actually physically read 10 pages of a self-improvement book. Now, I do this on a tremendous level, but I listen. I listen to podcasts, I listen to books, I listen to YouTube, self-improvement things, but you have to physically read. I had to do this at night, and I actually retained books a lot better reading, so I did learn that. And the sixth thing is just basically taking a picture, progress picture each day. Pretty simple on that one. All right, guys, so those are your 6 rules. I have a STAI-Ku, I think that's how you pronounce it, scan that I performed before and after this challenge. The results are actually a lot better than I thought because I'm always a guy who feels like I put twice the effort in and get half the results. And maybe that's the thing because I'm 34 years old now, but whatever. So the STAI-Ku Zant, I will show the results right here at the end, so stay tuned to the end. I want to break down some of the other things that I've learned through this challenge, but I can show you the results of these STAI-Ku scans that you can do, and it shows your results of everywhere on your body. So it's pretty awesome stuff. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so let's keep talking about this. I've learned some new habits. I'm more efficient now because I'm blocking my time. That is a huge, huge thing for a lot of people, and that is a big part of this mental capacity of consistency and persistence. People get tired on certain days. You don't wake up the same each day. I'm only human. I wake up tired some days, but you have to fight through that, and that's kind of what this is teaching you. It's being efficient, being mentally tough, being mentally tough. You have to literally pound through your own brain and get to the gym when you don't want to. And especially when it's Sunday. Like, who the hell wants to do this on Sundays? So that's break day, but we keep going. Guys, another new habit that I learned was bike riding. I mentioned that before, but it's been awesome. I have a young son. He's about 20 months old. You know, I picked up the habit. We got this little rummage sale thing I pull behind my bike. I actually bought a bike. I loved to do this as a kid, just haven't done it. So bike riding was like truly like my new habit that I go to now outdoors. I love doing it. Guys, and most people think about this stuff and they're like, I just don't have time to work out, Mark, 4 times, you know. I'm just saying 4 times a week, you know. Now when you compare 4 times a week to 14 times a week, and even if you're super busy, it is difficult task to hit 14 times a week. But it will train you. Now you can about imagine where I'm at today. Now I'm going 4 times a week or 4 to 5, and now it feels like I barely work out at all. So sometimes you got to just push things right to the limits when you don't have time, and then it actually makes you more efficient where you make time. So that's what it's about. Guys, I also eat better now. Not just healthier, but it's like, I mean, I've had every salad at every restaurant I felt at this point, but better eating habits, eating salmon, eating steaks, eating protein, drinking protein drinks, just eating less burgers. I just don't feel good. I don't have as much energy. I'm not going to go to a buffet and hammer it down. I don't feel good. I don't feel mentally good. I just don't get as much done when I do that to myself. So, and I think because of that, I have abs now. So that's another benefit. Not everyone, I've never had abs really because I guess it just coats it. I'm well insulated, but that was one thing I've never had before. And you know, literally I did all these workouts and it's just because my body fat percentage dropped so much that, you know, I'm not a big guy. I fluctuate from 195 to 175. just exciting to have, right? Like, who doesn't want that? Another key thing, though, for me was like, I actually got to play with my kids more. We're golfing in the yard. I have 3 kids. They keep me tremendously busy when I get home. You know, there's not much downtime, let alone if you're going to squeeze another workout in and try to be in bed by 9 p.m. because there's not a lot of time at home. So I end up playing with my kids more. I fight through the tiredness. I try to give them the most of my abilities while I'm home and while I'm trying to operate all these companies. So it's been a tremendous to learn that with them and really just spend more time with them. Guys, I want to tell you about the books I read. I read lots of books. I listen to tons of books, but I just want to quickly go through some books that I want to drop right on this. And we can link them below so you can share these as well and hopefully read these yourself to help bring you into a mentality that I'm at right now. So, guys, The Hard Way by Brad Lea. He's an Instagram guy, but he does everything. He's developed a large course building company. And really good guy, really good mindset type book, good for entrepreneurs like myself. So if you want to lead a really good entrepreneurial book, get some productivity out of yourself, The Hard Way by Brad Lea is no doubt a great book. Guys, I reread a book called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I think everyone's read this book, everyone's seen it. If you have not read it or are you curious about it, please make this the staple on you going to buy that book on Amazon right now or downloading it on Audible and listen to that yourself. It has everything from the mindset of how the rich work versus the poor mindset. And you need to get an understanding of that. That will help you financially. Just trust me, read that book. Guys, Dale Carnegie books is the last couple that I read. Old books. These are old books, and it's how to win friends and influence people. Has such a good understanding of how people work, and should be a book you read twice a year for sure. You learn so much every time you read it. Guys, in the second Dale Carnegie book, I wrote how to develop self-confidence and improve public speaking. So no different than I'm doing here. Wasn't comfortable doing this, more comfortable now. I have to get in front of people and talk to people. So I really want to improve on how I communicate and just improve how I do things. So that's why I read this, another great book, great hacks in there as well. So I both strongly recommend reading any of those books. All right, guys, this is not an easy challenge. It is one of the hardest things that I've ever done, and you will be forced to learn new habits mentally. Guys, you will get the physical things that come along with this. You'll have a renewed energy that you've really never felt before. You're going to be ultra productive, and your mindset is going to be go. And that's the way mine was. Towards the ends of this challenge, it is very wearing. 75 days is a long time. And that's not to scare you, but in my mentality, I thought 75 days, I can do this. I put it on my goal sheet for 2022 to get it done. There's never a perfect time window, so don't wait for that. Just start and deal with it. It's going to make it uncomfortable. You're going to work your way through. Mine was coming down to even drinking events. Like, I don't want to not drink it. You end up at a bar sober at 2 a.m. in the morning, which, is great for your buddies. So I know they love me. But guys, you'll inherently have less time to do things, so you'll be forced to be more efficient. You'll get more done in less time. Guys, and you're also going to be part of like a select group. The failure rate on this thing is 90 to 95%. So yes, I said that right. I mean, it's 5 to 10% of people, the only people actually getting this challenge done. This is ultra consistency and persistence is needed to stay in this challenge. All my accountability partners fell off this. I probably started this with 10 people. Everyone bailed around 30 to 50 days. And at day 50, it starts to wear on you. So be prepared for that. Be mentally prepared for that. And you guys will do just as well. So if you want to be part of a small group of people who can do this, guys, give this challenge a try. This will push you right to the frickin' edge sometimes. But if you have no desire to finish this strong, guys, just don't even worry about this challenge. This is not the challenge for you. Start with a 30-day or something lighter. I'm an all-in or all-out guy. You kind of know how I am, but to be in this challenge, be mentally prepared to finish this challenge. So it's going to push you out of your comfort zone. And now, the drum roll, please, for the STIQ scan, whatever the hell that's called. Jen's laughing me behind, but so our scan. So guys, I lost, I think, most of my weight's in my stomach. I lost 3 inches in my stomach. The biggest thing for me was some of the weight differences that I wanted to see in the physical. Was I went from about 195 pounds to almost a 180 in this thing at one point. So that's extreme for me, but I kept the same amount of muscle mass, which was important for me. I work out hard to try to maintain the muscle mass, and I eat a lot of protein to try to bulk up. But I figured out that at 180, 82 pounds, I have a ton of energy. I love doing things like this. I don't know that I'm much of a challenge person by any means. I do recommend, if you want to get extremes out of yourself and you want to push yourself to the limit, guys, hit this challenge. If you are ready to be mentally prepared for this kind of challenge and you're ready to take on pretty much one of the ultimate challenges that there is, like I said, not a physical challenge, a mental challenge to be consistent, persistent, and fight through like mental toughness. Guys, this is the challenge. We will drop the link below to Andy's podcast where you can learn more about the 75 Hard Challenge. And guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope you've learned something from this. I hope this takes you to the next level to start this challenge. I challenge you to do that. Please leave a comment below if you guys have any other things that you guys learned. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe.